Now wouldn't it be kinda cool to be able to run ray tracing on any graphics card? Well, it seems like it's about to happen. Hey, how's it going, guys? Now, before we get started, how many leather jackets do you think Jensen has tucked away in his wardrobe? Please let me know in the comments. By the end of this video, I'm gonna share my guess here. Let's get into today's video. So the guys over at Crytek, you know, the studio that brought us Crysis, they recently demonstrated ray tracing completely done on a Radeon RX Vega 56. Now, when I saw this, I was literally jumping up and down of excitement. Not particularly because I'm a fan of beeping drones, because I like drones, don't get me wrong, but there are two things here that excites me. Number one, being able to activate and run the DXR effectively on slower graphics cards like this is very exciting, and number two, we might just be looking at what is going to be the Crysis, the upcoming Crysis engine, and so hopefully there will be a reveal of a new Crysis game coming out soon. But yeah, I am getting carried away here very quickly. Let's talk ray tracing first. The demo is exciting news as it shows us that ray tracing can effectively be done on mainstream graphics cards. So this exciting news means that it is actually possible for slower graphics cards to show this type of graphics in real time without having to choose a RTX branded card from Nvidia, for example. And having this in mind, it would make it possible for more people to enjoy this type of photorealistic graphics in a much broader scale than what we first anticipated. And if more people can get access to these photorealistic graphics, that means that we might see more ray tracing features being implemented on a broader scale in future games, knowing that more people can enjoy it. Now, if it's possible to run ray tracing on a Vega 56, for example, the upcoming PlayStation 5 is rumored to be using a Navi 10 GPU. The Navi 10 might as well be possible to render ray tracing as well without a problem. Now, if you're not fully up to date on this subject and you don't really get what this demo is showing, what Crytek is achieving here is basically showing how light is able to jump between different objects in a very realistic way. This is very complex and it requires a lot of graphics power. Being able to see reflections in game is not new, but the way they have been used in the past is known as screen space reflections, which is a very cheap and not the most realistic way of creating reflections basically. And so up until now, to try and summarize this, we have been told that today's graphics cards, except for the RTX cards from Nvidia, simply hasn't been strong enough to render ray tracing because of the complexity. And so what Nvidia effectively did here was that they released the Turing architecture with support for DXR and ray tracing to help and push the industry forward to make photorealistic graphics more accessible, which by the way is super cool, don't get me wrong here, but it's important to understand that this isn't something that Nvidia came up with, and ray tracing has been around for many years and it's not part of GameWorks. And it's not Nvidia exclusive, but it requires specific graphics cards which ultimately are very expensive. So the problem here is the RTX cards and the pricing, as not that many people are keen to shell out hundreds upon thousands of dollars for a graphics card. And the next problem is sort of the amount of games supporting this technique is not very strong right now. But since I bought an RTX 2060 card so that I could provide you guys with better benchmark videos, I figured it would be interesting to analyze this a bit more. So as a quick demonstration, let's have a look at Metro very briefly. Now if we activate DXR and set it to high, it tanks the frame rate quite a lot without even doing so much to the image quality in my opinion. I should say that there are places in the game where you will notice a bigger difference, but in open environments like this, I don't see much of a difference. Now activating ray tracing in this game is super tempting, but as it completely ruins the smoothness and the gameplay, even with a considerably strong graphics card as the RTX 2060, which is a card that was made for this type of stuff. I gotta be honest here, I am a bit disappointed. I'm not questioning whether ray tracing is demanding or not, because we know that it is, but I think there's gotta be ways of implementing DXR in smarter ways without having to sacrifice the smoothness and the frame rate, because as it feels right now, you have to choose between between two evils, and so I think DXR needs more time and development in this game, which is a bit disappointing. Now, apart from Metro Exodus, who only utilizes light rays and shadows, having DXR activated in BF5 definitely enriches the in-game experience, and everything looks way more photorealistic and you get more immersed in this game with having this activated. That is my honest opinion. So to me it would be really cool to have more people experiencing this. And in the background you guys can see how the game looks with DXR on and DXR off. I want to know in the comments, guys, can you see any differences here? Which one do you think looks more attractive? Now, although there are a significant performance hit with activating DXR in Battlefield 5 for example, the RTX 2060 is more or less capable of achieving 60 FPS regardless, with everything set to ultra at 1080p. Now hopefully this is just the beginning, and hopefully we will soon be able to run DXR on any graphics card out there, and yeah, wouldn't that be kind of cool? Now again guys, I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say here. Very exciting news for the future regardless. Now I'm gonna be back with a brand new video tomorrow guys. Have an awesome day. And yeah, I almost forgot regarding Jensen's jacket. My guess is that there shall only be one jacket, and until you guys have proven me wrong, my statement stands, okay?